Hello friends, welcome to my channel DataMaking. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to install Postgres database server on the Ubuntu operating system. So this is going to be an installation guide for people who want to know how to install a Postgres, the RDBMS database on the Ubuntu operating system. Let's get started. So first, the prerequisite is you should have a Ubuntu operating system ready. So it can be a virtual machine on your laptop or desktop, or you can have a Ubuntu operating system on your any Google cloud environment. Sorry, any cloud environment, like it can be a Google GCP cloud, or it can be Azure cloud or AWS cloud. So you log into the Ubuntu operating system, then your open the terminal. The terminal will look like this. The next step is just to want to find out the current working directory. Just invoke a command called pwd, which will show the current path where you are located. Sorry for the background noise. So next command is, first we need to update the local package index. Okay, so that we are going to add the repositories for downloading the Postgres server repositories. So when you do sudo apt update, and it will ask you the password for the user which you are trying. Basically, my username is DataMaking. I kept the password also same. So it's going to update your the local package index. So once it is done, you can actually run this command to install the Postgres server. So this package index will basically refresh and update the respective uh, the commonly available repositories to this your Ubuntu package local package repository. Now we can actually invoke the specific package to install your server. So in the earlier video, we installed the MySQL server, right? So similarly, here we can invoke a command called PostgreSQL. So basically, sudo apt install. This is the command uh, PostgreSQL, and so there are additional components which needs to be installed to support the PostgreSQL server to run on the this machine. So that's the reason we are installing. We are providing the another package called Postgres SQL hyphen contrib. Okay, so and do enter. So it is going to tell you that, instruct you that do you want to continue, because it's going to consume some 121 MB of data. So you can just say yes, type capital Y and they enter. So it's going to install the Postgres server. And then once the installation is done, you will find this message, right? Something like this. So now what the next step is, we can actually check the status of whether the PostgreSQL server is running, the database server is running. So for that, you can invoke a command called sudo systemctl status space postgres.service. So and do enter. So it will say whether the Postgres RDBMS is running or not. So it says active. So that means it's already running. Now, so what we need to do is, basically when you install PostgreSQL, so it comes with the default user account called Postgres. Okay, so you can log into the Postgres CLI, which is called PSQL. It's a utility, it's a command line utility where you can go and interact with the Postgres database, right? So sudo -u Postgres. This is the account which gets created while installing the Postgres SQL. When you do enter, it will just open the Postgres CLI. This is the Postgres CLI, and it will be connected to the default database called Postgres. Okay, so next we can just say /l is a command which will show you the list of databases available in the Postgres SQL. The default installation, what are the database it comes with. So basically, it comes with the database called Postgres. and so it is created by the Postgres user, and it has template 1 and template 0 as databases. So these are three databases which comes with the Postgres on default installation. Right? So /q just to exit out of your Postgres CLI, which is a PSQL, right? The CLI for Postgres SQL. So next thing is what we are going to do is, so we are going to set the password for the default user which is getting created. For that, you can just run the command called sudo space passwd space the username which is a postgre, and it will ask you the provide the password and then retype the password. So it will actually uh, successfully updated. So it will create the whatever the password you given, that will be set for the Postgres. Okay. Now, so we can actually log into the Postgres user. For that, you can use the su space sorry, I repeat, su space space Postgre. If you give like this, it will ask you the password and provide the password. So then it will be logged into the Postgres user. You see, the previously it was DataMaking at the rate DataMaking VM. My host VM3. My host name is DataMaking VM3, and the username now it is logged in as Postgres user. Now, what I'm going to do is, so I told you there is a user, Postgres SQL user called Postgres. This Postgres is basically the Linux user which got created, and there is a user called Postgres which is also created in the database. So for that you need to change the password. So to run that, we are going to use the PSQL command and pass the SQL. So you can pass the SQL by passing the -c key option, and then you provide the SQL in the double quote. So basically in the double quote you see alter user and username which is a Postgres with the password. I'm giving the password in the single quote and semicolon and followed by the double quote. The password is DataMaking, and you say alter it. Done when you do enter, it says alter role. Now you can just exit. So it will, when you type exit, it will exit out of this user login. Now I again back to the DataMaking user, and now you can restart the Postgres service by running the command called sudo systemctl stop and service name which is the postgres.service. It will stop the service. To start the service, sudo space systemctl start space postgres.service postgresql.service. It's a basically I pronounce like Postgres SQL, but it's a SQL. So get used with that. So once you start the PostgreSQL, now the password also new password set. Now you can actually log in with this. So sudo -u followed by Postgre. This is the username, and followed by the utility PSQL. This is a command line utility. So it is logged in. Then we can actually, if you logged into your Postgres CLI, right, you can actually run a command called /con info, CONN info, which will show you the which user you connected to, which database you are connected to, and which port number you are connected to. All this information will be shown here. So again, if you type /l, it will show you the databases. Now I'm going to create a database called ecom. So this is where I'm going to create a table in the future videos, and we are going to query from the Apache Spark. So basically, this is the Apache Spark and RDBMS integration video series, where we are actually trying to install different RDBMS databases, and we are going to interact with the Spark. So to create a database, you can just say create database name, and semicolon, enter. So database, create database. The command is ran. So now database is created. Just to check it, you can just run the /l command. So you can see the database name called ecom, which is created by the user called Postgres. Now /q, which will exit out of the CLI. So now PostgreSQL database server is ready, and with the database called ecom. So that's a installation video for this. We will actually come up with a other video for SQL Server installation, and then followed by we'll do the integration with the Spark and the MySQL and Postgres and also SQL Server. Thank you so much, friends. See you in the next video.